All right, well, I have something special for my boys tonight. It's going to be a short session. Normally, we have, something lined up for Twin Peaks where we watch a full episode, but given that we get it's a holiday week, I'm going to make this short and we're just going to do some fun stuff depending on, I guess, how long you guys want to make this go. I have a few things I want to share with you. The first is a brand new AI thing that we can play with.
Well, why don't you tell me?
Well, why don't you tell me? Well, why don't you tell me?
It's explaining to your child death for the very first time. Well,
Well,
why
why
don't
don't you
you
tell
tell
me?
me?
Yeah, it's like, tell me about death. Why don't you tell me?
That one's so fucking good. Well, why don't you tell me?
Okay, guys, I have something special, and this is something for everybody because we're all into comics. Maybe more for Eric, I don't know.
I
Mhm.
did try one of these out, and I was very intrigued by what I got.
Oh, cool. So what we need, Bracho, we need to tell a story. So if you can type me the best
I don't
story
like the.
in chat and give me the best, like, names of characters because it takes that into account as far as the story goes. So if you can name some characters when you generate something or when you type something out, that would be good.
So
They're
the
like
thing,
specific characters or just made up things.
You
whatever you
can,
want,
yeah,
bud.
just you can name names or specific characters, just anything. Just the more detail about the characters, the better.
So
Sounds like a lot of work.
while he's cooking that up, just type. I'm just going to give you an example of what I did. I believe I put fear sphere rules over the universe. SPHERE.
Fear sphere over rules.
Rules over the
Oh,
universe.
rules over.
And then the style character prompt, all I put was noir, NOIR. Let's see.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just didn't know. Like, it was the
Okay.
first thing off the bat. I was like, let's just try this.
What style did you go towards?
I think I kept everything exactly how it is. American Modern, Grid 1. I don't know if I toggled caption. I'm just curious if it will spit out anything similar or
We do need
because
captions. Captions
the art
help
style was
this a
very
lot.
like Mark Millar from like Ultimates.
Kick
It felt
ass.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you could be like John Romita Jr. or
Mhm.
different artists and get that kind of stuff.
They have.
I was going to say straight up, I'm ethically opposed to this.
I understand. I get it.
I get it,
There's
Bracho.
actually there's an interesting this week. There's some interesting AI news stuff that came out. One of which is Chat GPT now won't copy artist styles. Um, so like d- it says like create an image of a Cape Crusader in the style of Jim Lee. They responded with, "I'm unable to create images in the specific style of Jim Lee due to content policy restrictions. However, I can still generate an image of a Cape Crusader with a general comic book art style if you'd like. I can create an image of a superhero with features inspired by typical comic book art without replicating the style of a specific artist. Please let me know if you'd like me to proceed with this alternative."
That's kind of
I
cool.
I
I
like that.
Which I
I
like that.
applaud. I applaud that. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool because it's more so you're feeding it the relative concept of art, right? And then the
Yeah,
AI is then led to take it upon itself to create the art. So it's like,
yeah. It's not infringing on a specific artist's stuff, right? So how all this works a lot of time is just pulling stuff that already exists from online and configuring it in different ways, right?
yeah,
Um, so so instead of like a while back, I shared that one thing where it was like a Batman comic or something that they made that an AI made that was clearly ripping off like Mike Allred and a bunch of other people, um, Brian Bolland, stuff like that. But like this approach now where they're like, hey, no, We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So how am I writing this story?
You're just writing
Like, I don't.
just write a basic premise of like some action that
Okay.
happens, and maybe like two characters, one character doesn't need to be huge.
This character stared intensely, or like this character and this character faced each other down, faced each other down as they launched into an all-out attack, or whatever you want.
Yeah, and then I'll ask for a style slash characteristics, and that's where you kind of dive into the look that you maybe want to portray, and the like the looks of even the characters, like how the characters look, as like if they have short hair, bald, or whatever else. You can go to those links in that prompt. So we have Fear Sphere rules over the universe as a noir comic, and we have a character named Lyra, the fearless space explorer, continues her mission to uncover the secrets of the Fear Sphere's grasp over the universe.
Mm.
And we have some kind
We
of
got some,
Rasputin dude.
yeah, some like government agent or scientist or something looking over. I like that desolate town that he's in too. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's the frame on the bottom? Lyra's ship, the Galactic Orbiter, enters the Fear Sphere's domain. The Fear Sphere's voice demands surrender. Ooh. Well,
Look at
Lyra
that.
refuses the Fear Sphere's demand and vows to defeat it. She looks determined.
I'm gonna get out of this situation.
I say no, Fear Sphere. Oh, you can redraw individual frames. That's super interesting.
Yeah,
Or
you can
just edit.
edit. Yep.
Interesting.
Lyra leads her crew into the heart of the Fear Sphere's territory, equipped with their trusty laser guns. Good job, Lyra. You get those Fear Spheres.
I like the character design of her down in that bottom left frame there on the second page. A lot of like nice detail. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Tank Girl.
Sure. Lyra and her
Lyra and her
crew.
crew infiltrate a Fear Sphere controlled space station equipped with their laser guns and I can't read that last.
And suits.
Scent?
Suits.
Oh, suits.
Yep.
Lyra aims her laser gun at the Fear Sphere's minion, determined to stop their reign of terror.
Perfect. Aiming
I'm
just
firing it out the
there.
back of my head.
Fear Sphere minion guards a horrifying array of creatures in the station's hangar. The spike cages are menacing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't do captions last time because it wasn't. It did create a couple of text boxes with just like gibberish in it, not even English language, but that's interesting when there's no, just like a very very loose idea of something. That's cool.
Let's see here.
Same captions, just different pictures, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Fear Sphere's look there. It's very.
Yeah, a Fear Sphere minion. I don't even know what the actual Fear Sphere looks like. I just think that's a funny phrase. I want there to be a horror movie called Fear Sphere.
Yeah, it could be like an offshoot of Cube.
Yeah, Cube or like Event Horizon or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what are those styles in that list there? No style. Vintage photo novel, stock photo, Egyptian, medieval. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Humanoid. American 1950. Franco-Belgian. That's wow.
We can try that one. The American 1950s, like the. Yeah.
Huh. A few gormless people in here.
Uh-huh. Look at that Fear Sphere down there.
The green men in red capes sitting around too. So try a something for yourself here, Tyler, while Eric's cooking.
Okay.
See what your brain spits out.
Big cats. Small men. um, blonde hair. I don't want to do American. I want to do.
What is
Haddock. I
the
want to do Haddock.
what is the text box on the right? What is it? Style?
Style characteristics.
Okay.
This might be too detailed or long or something, but fucking just take it. Make do with it as you will.
Beautiful. We shall. We're generating a new story.
Y'all see Dave Filoni is CCO of Lucasfilm now?
I did. I saw
Yeah.
it before you posted it, then you posted it, and I'm like, oh, it must be true.
All of our hopes of him being the Kevin Feige for Star Wars has now come true.
It makes sense. I mean, didn't we discuss that? Like,
Yeah. We had a discussion about how he should just be the Kevin Feige for Star Wars at this point, and now he is.
well, I mean, we put it out
I
in the
mean, he's not the
universe.
head of Lucasfilm like Feige is the head of Marvel Studios, but Feige is also the chief creative officer and has the creative input on everything that comes out. So, and that's what Filoni is now. So,
Well, to me, that like the buck stops with him now
yeah,
creatively, and not going down those
Kennedy,
weird paths of like
Kennedy, and any of the other executives and stuff.
Iger and whoever made the final decision. You know, like we need to get this, and
Yeah,
then we just need to run with it. We need to make this money back. We need to just start pooping out movies,
it's
and whatever
it's
happens, happens.
yeah, it's weird they didn't have a chief creative officer like that. That's kind of weird that they didn't, because that's just kind of a role a lot of people have, a lot of companies have,
Right.
be it comic companies or movie companies. They all kind of have chief creative officers that oversee the all of their media and make and creative, make sure there's some creative cohesion or creative um you know checks and balances.
I like this
Who the
picture
fuck?
already. I like
What the
this
heck
face.
is happening to this man?
It's John.
Tornado alert! Abandoned ship.
Just hinting.
Yeah, I chose Haddock. That's the style I chose. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be like Tintin.
What ship are we abandoning, sir?
Oh,
This
there's
relationship,
another
private.
there's another bit of AI news that I saved for this too, that um the VP of uh Stable Audio resigned over disagreements with the company's understanding of fair use.
Hmm.
Um, he said, let's see, It says Newton Rex pointed out that he doesn't agree with the company's opinion that training generative AI models on copyrighted works. Um, he was, let's see, whip up nearly any sound or song you want with a few simple text prompts. So there's a lot of people at Stability who are deeply thoughtful about these issues. He also pointed out that the whole thing started with the idea of sharing the revenue from the model with the rights holders. However, the issue arises with the prevailing opinion of fair use at the company.
Yeah.
Um,
There's not just that. There's something else with somebody being fired, and then a bunch of people followed the guy, and then they're working towards getting the guy back to be rehired as like the chief of ChatGPT, like OpenAI. The OpenAI guy like
yeah,
was let go, and then all these other people are like, well, fuck this, then I'm out. And then they're like, oh wait, wait,
right.
wait, 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 wait. Could you come back?
Yeah, he clarified for those unfamiliar with fair use, this claims that training an AI model on copyrighted works doesn't infringe the copyright in those works, so it can be done without permission and without payment. However, as he further explained, this is a position that is fairly standard across many of the large generative AI companies and other big tech companies building these models. It's far from a view that is unique to stability, but it's a position I disagree with. I disagree because one of the factors affecting whether the act of copying is fair use, according to Congress, is the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Today's generative AI models can clearly be used to create works that compete with the copyrighted works they are trained on. So I don't see how using copyrighted works to train generative AI models of this nature can be considered fair use.
Hmm. I mean, we've discussed this when we talked about that, that South Park thing I showed you guys, and we kind of went off on tangents
Yeah,
about what this impact is going to be like of using AI as a tool. And I mean, in certain situations, yeah, use it. When it comes to like repurposing already made art and claiming
yeah,
it as your own, it gets
right,
tricky to kind of justify it. I
right,
understand that if not every artist can lay claim to, hey, I own this note, I own this key, this pitch, this tone,
right,
this style, even. Like, you're your own artist.
right,
You're using the tools of music to create something unique for your whatever else. Like, it's a way of expressing yourself. We get that. Like,
right,
it's just that same discussion. Like, an AI can, if you want it to, be trained on really complex drum beats if you wanted to. Like, I just want an AI to come up with these really complex drum beats because I know that it's really hard to find a
right.
drummer out there that can do it. So I just want that. And if it is in the style of Charlie Parker or whoever else, I just need
Well,
that to fit my style.
right. It's like you can feed it the information of, you can feed it scales, patterns, rhythms, time signatures, and the information of what of those things are used in certain styles, and in theory it should be able to come up with it without having to use I assume it's probably easier and takes less power, thinking power, whatever, to just take something that exists already and do stuff with it. But like, you got to assume you can at some point at least just feed it that basic musical information that isn't based off of copyright, and it be able to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because yeah, like finally, he says like companies worth billions of dollars are without permission training generative AI models on creators' works, which are then being used to create new content that in many cases can compete with the original works. I don't see how this can be acceptable in a society that has set up the economics of the creative arts such that creators rely on copyright. Says it has many benefits, however, feels like he cannot support such tools that exploit creators by training models that could potentially replace them, all that without permission. So, just
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because I mean, we've been talking about Dudesy and Will Sasso's
Yep.
podcast that he
Yeah.
has, and it the AI runs the show, and how they train that AI is, maybe mystery right now. But what they did do is come out with a Tom Brady comedy special, a full hour and something minutes of just a synthesized Tom Brady voice doing stand-up comedy. And what happened was, I think in the most recent, they didn't disclose too much about it, but in their most recent podcast, they said they got a cease and desist from Tom Brady's team, saying like,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
take this down, get rid of it, or do something. And that, I mean, there are implications there, but it's like, where does that, like, you're doing it in jest, and it is like transformative. It's training an AI based on interviews and things like that. Whatever you feed it, and I mean, maybe there's a voice out there that sounds like Tom Brady, and you're just putting that voice to a name, saying that this voice is Tom Brady's. I mean, people have done the same things with cartoons and imitations, and stand-up comedians would do impersonations of people. Like, can you say like, oh, that's me? you got to stop doing that comedy because that sounds like me, and you're doing an imitation of me. I don't agree with that. It's like, well, just don't take it personally, or just like it's, I don't know. There's so much gray area that AI is causing people to like get up in arms and be like, stop it, I don't like it, you're taking away my job. And it's like, well, Tom Brady's never going to be a stand-up comedian, so just chill out. This is for humor, and it's just
Right.
it's like, could you
It's
imagine
the
that?
monetization of it that they have an issue with, right?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're making money off of me, you're putting my name on this, and you're
Yeah.
making money. All right, well, let's get back to this. We have to get to broad shows. So this is John and Todd fight big cats in a tornado. I don't see a tornado. I see a few big cats. This weird big cat here. We might have
Maybe in
lost.
a couple
Pretty
frames
good.
there's some blusters, but I don't see a tornado.
Make these big cats bow down, no matter the cost.
I like
Okay.
that little why am I blanking on his name? What's the dog's name? From Tintin.
Snowy.
Yeah, that's a little snowy like tiger cat up there. That's so cute.
Yeah, it's like Snowy and Hobbs.
Snowy
Yeah.
and Holmes, the new
Snobs.
new Fast and Furious spinoff.
Snobs, yeah. We might have lost some, but at least we prevented more harm today. Looks like we're on to our next adventure, Missy. Okay. We're going to get into broad shows. That was just my quick headache.
Yeah, mine, like I said, mine's pretty kind of might be too long and might be too descriptive in it, but I don't know.
Well, let's see. I'm going to grab some things.
So I just outline a whole little story with details in it. So cat's screaming at me. Just a sec. Let's see if he needs food and water quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm just going to put Lovecrafty in here for your characteristic because that's a good style. And I think Bradshaw would appreciate American Modern. And the grid style. Sure, let's do that one. Oh, we got some other big cats. Oh my god.
It's still going off of what you did before, so yeah, I think you needed to hit the go in the top right.
We'll make these big cats bow down no matter the cost. Look at that.
the power hand.
Look what's happening here, Melted Man.
Rah! He's tickling a little monkey.
Look
at him.
Yeah. What is happening here?
Dog barked at my cat. Look at the yeah.
That was bizarre. Let's see how much it takes from that Bradshaw prompt.
Bradshaw's not on the microphone right now, but I read the first two issues of Godzilla or Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, and damn, that's good stuff.
Cool. Are you gonna be watching the Monarch show?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh my god.
Just, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't doubt that it could be a good show. I might check it out if I hear really good things about it, but the human side of the Godzilla story is never what really interested me that much.
Okay, this will be great for Bradshaw. I just want him to appreciate this when he comes back, frame by frame.
Any dimension unknown. Creatures of Gogville.
Gogville demands submission. Thanks, Dad. Tadpole-like head. Oh my god, he's gonna love it. All right, Bradshaw.
Kind of a Mike Mignola a little bit.
A little bit.
Go ahead, Bradshaw. Read the first panel.
All right. In a dimension unknown, a traveler arrives. It's hard for me to read. There we go. Creatures of. Does that say Gogville?
Yeah,
Yep.
Gogville.
Demand submission.
It's pretty crazy.
That's a good gent. That's a good Lovecraftian gent.
He is. Oh. A backup plan is in motion. The true father appears. That gummy mouth.
Hello, I'm the true father. All right.
The lesser army won't stop me. Thank you, Daddy, for being my hero. Good, man. I like that face. Closing the rift, one simulation at a time. Back to where I started. A simple tadpole in search of adventure. Dude, I love it.
This story's crazy. That true father.
The true father, dude.
I'm gonna save
The
this.
lesser army won't stop me.
Love it. It was a little kind of reminds me of little Guy Davis, a little Jason Burrows. There's there's some European comics dudes in there. Little Jeff Darrow in the bottom right.
Okay, I'm gonna write out a lengthy story like Eric too, and see if I can get something fun to cook.
Should I use the one that you just put down there, Dark Scruffy,
Well, you can if you want.
or the James Hurley one?
Hey, go for
James
it. Whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna do James Hurley.
And then the style, just put like Inland Empire or something like that.
Okay.
You guys see the dude who did the Jaws poster died?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And what kind of style do you want to do it? Japanese?
Let's go for
Nihongo?
medieval. No, I want to say medieval.
Medieval. With caption.
Medieval James Hurley.
Yeah, this will be good. Him riding on a horse, crying. On a steel horse I cry.
Warrior.
Forever. I think we'll do one more, Wilson. So we'll either do your next one or, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. Because I want to move on to the next thing. Oh my God, Jeebus. Okay, medieval. We have a lot of weird stuff happening. Okay.
Oh boy.
You ready for this, Wilson?
Hold on, I'm busting out. Yeah, let me pause so I can look at the comic.
I'm letting him bust out.
Oh, that's a hunk. Okay. James Hurley, the hunkiest half-wit in the world, revs his engine on his Harley as the sun sets behind the ruins of what was once a thriving city. He's such a hunk.
He is a hunk.
And then good tapestry there.
Zoom
Ellipses.
out. Yep. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. And then there's ... for this man riding a horse.
Yeah, ellipses. Well, it's thematic.
Yeah.
James Hurley, the hunkiest half-wit in the world,
Signals frustration.
Signals frustration with a clenched fist as he navigates the desolate wasteland.
Okay.
James Hurley, the hunkiest half-wit in the world, ignores the leering hooligans as he rides past them, his space on the concrete river unmolested.
Okay.
so much of this like medieval art style. I love it.
James Eve. James Hurley, the hunkiest halfwit in the world, pulls over his Harley to a gnarled tree, casting flickers of orange light. The darkness crept up surprisingly fast, trapping him in its clutch. Okay. James Hurley, the hunkiest half-wit in the world, peeks around the tree, a cold sweat gathering on his skin as the orange flickers disappear. James Hurley, the hunkiest half-wit in the world, meets his match in the unknown.
Silhouette.
The text.
Yeah, silhouette. Fingers close to his trigger. James Hurley, the hunkiest halfwit in the world, confronts his brother Jack.
Restate that every panel.
I love how it's like that's it. Like it's like these weird one sentence stories with a picture.
Yep.
Confronts his brother Jack, his expression toggling between relief and horror. Hey Jack, what are you doing?
Hey Jack. I think the first one looks like fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter up there.
The bounty hunter. All right, you have one
That's
more.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up typing this out and it'll
Okay.
be ready, okay?
Okay, I'll see what this looks like in Japanese then. As you finish.
One thing they definitely need to work on is that lettering.
The captioning or the lettering?
The lettering. Like the way the letters look.
Okay.
Turns out lettering very important in a comic book.
Lettering,
So lettering looks bad.
Lettering and...
If it looks bad or looks disjointed from the art, it takes away from it. Oh,
Look at
so
that.
like
Looks like James D.
looks like some of the more like the second one looks like super cool.
Oh boy. we got
super
the
cool right there.
We got the dummy. We got the dumb look.
That's a dummy.
Punch up my face. That's cool. A little bit of this is like aha take on me.
Yeah. James Hurley straddles his majestic Harley, ready to ride. This concrete jungle's his playground, and he's unstoppable.
His face looks like Archer in that one.
Yeah.
Like Archer style.
I think I look like Giga Chad.
The pained expression on his face reveals James' true feelings. He's riding as a way to escape from something. James' heart goes out to the woman's cries. This is his crying place. He's been coming here for weeks.
Yeah, this is
That sounds about right.
That makes
good
sense.
storytelling.
That makes complete sense.
It's like he's running away from something.
What are you running away
Anime
from?
girl?
Yeah. James dismounts his Harley and heads to face his somberness. Okay. The woman's soft cries penetrate James' heart as he listens, wondering how to help. James leaves the crying woman behind, his mind weighed down by her story. A single tear falls down for all those who suffer in silence. Oh my God. James rides off into the dusky sunset, carrying the weight of the world's pain with him. The dusky sunset represents the hope of a new dawn, yet the stark contrast of James' ride conveyed a...
What a metaphor.
Yeah.
The dusky sunset represents the hope of a new dawn. Oh,
The single tear.
this is good.
This is really good.
Now, yeah, it'd be interesting to like take all of this and annotate it into one story and then feed that into some other AI that continues the story. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
But I put a final draft of a story in the chat there.
Okay.
And I'll be interested to see what kind of style we can get with this.
And what
So just put like dark slash horror. Yeah. Ooh, dark slash horror, comma, Grimm's fairy tale. Yeah. And then what style of like grid do you think? Or not grid, but like The one to the left of that. Maybe we should try
Franco-Belgian.
Franco-Belgian or vintage photo novel.
I tried vintage photo novel. It's going to come out looking like really old pictures, so it might not fit the Grimm's idea.
Franco-Belgian's gonna look like it's gonna. I assume that's gonna look like heavy metal.
What are the other grids?
Like the Metal Erlant stuff, like Mobius and Droulet and stuff. I assume.
Let's try grid 3. I don't know if we've tried that one yet.
Okay. Here we go.
Unless Franco-Belgian is like Tintin, but I assume that it's like Metal Erlant.
Tintin was the Haddock one.
Okay. So then I assume Metal Erlant style. The Mobius, Droulet, all that fun stuff.
This will be cool then. Do you want to read your prompt real quick, Wilson?
Sure. It's an idea that I've been kicking around for a spooky little story. At the center of a mountain pass, a small village lies crumbling. The citizens are sick and wasting away, the last breath of hope slowly escaping their lungs. As the sun sets, they each don dark red robes and start a procession to a large cave opening. In the dead of night, their raspy voices rise together in song, their haunting melody drifting into the open cave before them. Their song echoes through the night with a haunting harmony, their cries hoping to keep the evil in the depths asleep for a while longer.
I like it.
Oh yeah, dude.
There's some sunsets.
It's definitely.
In the heart of the mountains, the small village of Tredosia lay dying. The sun painted the sky a sickly orange as the villagers trudged out of their homes, clutching at the last vestiges of their belongings. Each step weighed heavily on their aching bodies, and their clothing hung off them like rags. Yeah. Oh, that mountain in the background of the village, too. That's awesome. Their path twisting through the labyrinthine streets of Tredrosa, the villagers' hearts beating in unison with their labored breaths. Each step brought them. As they reached the mouth of the cave, the villagers fell to their knees, their voices rising in a haunting melody. Each note was filled with hopeless desperation, but their collective will was enough to hold back the darkness.
Whoa.
The villagers crept into the cave's depths, their cold fingers wrapped tightly around the red robes they had donned upon leaving their homes. Each step was taken carefully, their eyes straining to discern the shadows around them. As they drew near to the heart of the darkness, the villagers stripped off their red robes, casting them aside. At the center of the darkness, the villagers gathered in a circle around a stone altar, offerings of food but the darkness consumed them, swallowing each villager whole. Their screams echoed through the cave. As the panel faded to black, their fate left uncertain.
Dude.
The last panel's dope. That one kind of reminds me of Brian Bolland a little bit. It's pretty tight. But I think I was right with that. It's kind of Metal Erlanty.
I really like those
European.
Those first two panels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sets the stage
I really
really
like that
well.
first one. I like the first one. I really like the third one. And I really like that last panel.
The first one on the second page is pretty cool too, with everybody gathered around in the little like archway.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Right.
And then like when they're taking off their
they're all
robes,
cool.
they're like, what's cool about it is like when they take off the robes, they're red robes, and then when they take them off, the panels turn black and white. So it's like the robes
It's
brought
vaguely
color.
Sandman too.
And maybe they're progressing sickness. They start to grow like branches or certain growths out of themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like planting themselves deep into this like pod or something.
Yeah, I just kind of like
Right.
the Eastwick, or what's the story of I'm blanking on
Witches
the name
of
right
Eastwick?
now. No, not Witches of Eastwick. It's the Lovecraft story where he goes to the hamlet and it's all the fish people and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yeah, Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yeah.
That kind of gave me a read of like these people that are in this it also reminded me a little bit of Twin Peaks, of like these people that are surrounded by this darkness and they have like an obligation to fulfill, where like every so often they have to gather around and sing into this cave to keep whatever's dark in there away for a while. And maybe sometimes it's successful and maybe it's not. Maybe that's what's making them sick. Or
I like it. I think we should
Right.
continue this later. Come, like, revisit this again. I mean, I just love seeing the new AI stuff. I mean, discussing it, its impact, like we've discussed already. But I mean, I really enjoy just we come together, we come up with an interesting story to tell, and
It's a lot of fun to play with.
it's just
A
fun.
lot of fun to play
A
with.
lot of fun to play with, and I mean, it's really limited for right now. I mean, we just kind of scratch the surface with what styles it can do. So yeah, we'll definitely come back to this later. But I hope everybody enjoyed this and our discussion on AI in general and what we do here. So if you did like this, give us a sub. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments below, and make sure you're notified when we're posting more stuff. So thank you for joining us. And
Ring a that bell.
Ring a dat bell.
I would really love for somebody to leave a comment of what they would like to see from us for AI. If you guys have some ideas of like fun things you want us to do, I love taking other people's ideas and running with them, and just like, because I feel like there are definitely people out there that might be watching this that have way different sources of inspiration than we do, and I would be so curious to see some of those ideas and explore those. So yeah, please leave your comments and interact. It'd be really interesting to hear what you guys have to say.
That's very true. And definitely just, you can put a prompt in the comments too. That'd be awesome. So thanks for joining us, and thanks, my Broachy Boys, for humoring me with this one. I have a few more that I want to share with you that maybe
Tyler,
you don't know about yet.
as one of your Boichi boys, it was the yeast I could do.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so deliciously sweet.
Yeasty boy.
Goodbye, everybody.